Hi, welcome to your full class in the Classic Lotte Berk Barre class. Today we're going to be up-leveling our practice by focusing in on a few different elements, one being the Grateful Diffuser blend. So you will find the recipe for the blend included with the video. Additionally, we are going to be using, if you wanted to do just a single oil, I would recommend cinnamon bark or cinnamon. That is one of my favorite oils for uplifting, energizing, comforting feelings, all associated with this time of year, which is November. And finally, we're up-leveling with an amethyst crystal. I have an amethyst crystal sphere here. You don't need an amethyst crystal sphere. A tumbled crystal or a raw crystal would be fine. I chose amethyst because it is a great crystal to use for feelings of gratitude, feelings of family, feelings of love, feelings of forgiveness. It really is your Jill of all trades regarding crystals, and I felt that it was extremely pertinent to the time of year, feeling grateful, feelings of gratitude as we head into the Thanksgiving season. So I'm going to leave this here in my practice space. And also, the affirmation that you can use today, or the intention that you can set, can revolve around gratitude and feeling grateful. It's up to you. I'm going to be practicing with the affirmation, I am grateful for all of the things in my life and all of the joy and happiness that the season brings to me. So that's what I'm going to be using today. You can use a variation of this particular affirmation or something of your own choosing. And we are now going to do the full class from warm up to cool down. So let's get started. And the warm up is the same at every class. So we're going to start with the feet hip distance apart. Bring the arms up to the ceiling, double bounce, swing, and come on up. We do about 8 to 10 repetitions of everything in the workout. So keep that in mind as you start warming your body up, letting the blood flow, getting everything moving here this morning. Or it's morning for me at least. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Now bring the legs nice and wide. Try to get them nice and straight and just reach in front of you. We're just doing little reaches, keeping the belly button to the spine. I'm keeping my gaze a few feet in front of my feet here. And now come on down and tap the floor, really trying to round that chin into the chest. Like I said, trying to get the legs nice and straight. Now let's combine those 2 moves. Reach and tap. Reach, tap. Really getting the body nice and warm from head to toe. Taking nice deep cleansing breaths. Focusing in on gratitude and being grateful. So now I want you to stack your hands, come up, over, and shoot through those legs. Go nice and slow here. There's no need to rush. Up, over, down. Up, over, down. Good. Up, over, down. I'm keeping my tummy nice and tight. Keeping nice and straight, or as straight as can be behind my legs. Last one. Now just shoot those arms, shoot those hands right through the legs here. Keeping the gaze between the legs. And now I'd like you to grab onto your shins or your ankles and just pulse the chest toward the thighs. Again, feeling everything warming up. Now stack your hands again, drawing figure 8s above the toes, keeping the hips nice and steady. So we're just really getting a nice undulation through the spine here and not really getting too much movement in those hips, as little as possible. Now, bring the hands to the floor, bend the knees, walk the feet back together, slowly roll up to stand. Head is the last thing to come on up. Reaching up to the ceiling, I'm going to bring my left hand down my thigh. My right hand comes up and over as I stretch out through my waist. And now let's do the opposite side. My right hand is coming down my thigh. My left arm's coming up and over. Keeping my belly nice and tight, trying to keep those, shoulders away from ears. Now grabbing onto your elbows or your shoulders, you can go up and over. I like to grab onto my elbows just because I have limited mobility in that area, so elbows works for me. Getting the waist nice and warm. Bring the hands down to the side. And now really reaching down those thighs. feel a little popping or spinal adjustment. I'm just going to adjust my headband here. Perfect. Now let's do some arm circles to the back. Just need to readjust. I just like to put my hand on my belly to keep it nice and tight, to remind myself I want to keep nice and tight through that belly. Arm circles back, opening up through that shoulder. Other side. Really taking our time to warm up everything here. We are going to work the entire body. Now we're going to come up, over, and imagine we're slapping the hands behind us. Up, over, slap. Good. Up, over, slap. You might actually be able to touch your palms behind you. You can even kind of get into it a little bit more here. And now let's do one more. Bring the hands to the side, soft bend in the elbows, just a little up and over here. So we're starting to warm up the upper body in singularity, feeling that chest. Now just do little backs, keeping the hands nice and flat. Imagine you're hitting the wall behind you. Now do little ups. Make a fist, do little circles back. Now bring the hands center and clap the air. So here I definitely feel biceps, triceps, chest. Bring the hands together, bring them back, and I'm going to come down to my knees. You don't have to. Just imagine you're hitting the wall behind you with your little prayer arms here. And now bend and extend. Bend, extend. So we are getting triceps, biceps, upper body. Bend, extend. Bend. Now bring the arms down, do some shoulder rolls, opening up through that shoulder area, through the chest. Bring the hands to the shoulders. We're going to open and close. Feels good on the upper back. Now I want you to grab onto the skin on your forearms. Hold onto that skin and imagine you're pushing up sleeves. You may even actually have sleeves on. But imagine you're pushing up the sleeves, feeling that chest firing up. And then you can reverse the grip there. And finally we'll do some neck stretches. So I'd like you to take a gaze out over your right shoulder, center, left, center, right, center, left, come center. Just bring your shoulder to your ear, or ear to shoulder. Again, feeling a nice stretch to the side of the neck. In our final neck stretch, we're going to drop the chin to the chest, do some little semicircles here, very carefully warming up the neck. Okay, perfect. So that is our warm-up. Let's come on over to our sturdy surface and start working the outside, or the top of the thigh. So I have my feet are parallel, hip distance parallel. I'm going to extend my outside leg nice and long, keeping the inside leg nice and straight. Ears, shoulders, hips all in alignment. Maybe drawing that pelvis in slightly to alleviate a little bit of additional strain here on your hip flexor. Arm comes out to the center of the room. Leg's going to come up nice and high. We're going to bend, stretch, lift and hold. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. Good. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. Keep that belly nice and tight. Lift and hold. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. Good. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. One more. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. Now just give me little bend stretches here. As if you're just touching something very gently with that tip of the big toe. Really trying to keep this movement small. Tiny bend in the knee, nice and flat behind that knee when you stretch. Perfect. Let's do a few more. Now, keep that leg straight. Give me a happy foot. Give me some pumps here. Maybe bring that arm up to the ceiling, or you can keep it out, or you can keep it on your hip. Just keep nice and flat behind that knee. Really feeling this muscle here working. Now hold. Release down. Give yourself a stretch back, maybe a swing, and we're going to switch sides. Same thing, opposite side. Let's get our nice tall setup here. Your shoulders, hips in alignment. Extend this leg out nice and long. Bring it up nice and high. Inside leg nice and straight. Bend, stretch, lift and hold. You really want to give yourself that extra second for the hold at the top. Bend, stretch, lift and hold, bend, stretch, lift and hold, good, bend, stretch, lift and hold, big bend, big stretch, little lift, hold, bend, stretch, lift and hold, 2 more, bend, stretch, lift and hold, last one, bend, stretch, lift and hold, give me those little bend stretches, tiny movement here, really thinking about keeping this core nice and tight, shoulders traveling down the back, crown of the head to the ceiling, little bend stretches, starting to add up as well as my heart rate. Perfect. Now give me a happy foot, nice and straight behind that leg, little pumps up. You can bring the arm up to the ceiling, keep it on your hip, leave it out to the side. You do what works for you. Breathing through. We're going to hold it up, maybe bring the arm up, hold, release down, give yourself a stretch or a swing. Let's move on to back of thigh now. We're going to do something called good dog peeing. This is a classic Lotte move. Let's bring the feet together, open up to pizza pie shape. I'm going to bring my left leg, my outside leg back to like about 7 o'clock on the clock. We're going to kind of send the arms and shine the heart up toward the ceiling here. Okay, so you're kind of on a little bit of an angle. Lifting that hip off, lifting the foot off the floor, adjust this hip here. You're just going to wrap the leg around, wrap. So you're feeling this in the glutes as well as the hamstring of both legs, but particularly that working leg. Let's do some wraps. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Good. Wrap, 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 wrap. One more set here. Wrap, wrap. Hold that leg back. Just give me some little happy, little pumps up. Inside leg has a soft bend, so we're keeping the shape of the leg, making sure those hip bones are shining forward. Just doing some little pumps up here. Beautiful. Pump, pump, pump. Good. Pump, pump, pump. One more set. Pump, pump, pump. Now let's combine our wrap, pump, wrap, pump. Good. Wrap, pump, wrap, pump. Let's do 4 more. Pump, wrap, pump, wrap, pump. Last one. Wrap, pump. Just hold. Release down. Shake it out. And now we'll reverse sides. Same thing on the opposite side. And the trick here is really to kind of keep that little bit of a lean. So bring the feet together here. Open up to pizza pie. Your shoulders, hips. Extending the arms. Wrap that leg around. Readjust those hips so everything's nice and square to your surface. Lifting the legs, soft bend here. Wrap. Wrap. Like you're wrapping your leg around a tree here. Wrap. Wrap, wraps. You should be feeling it. I'm feeling it here in the glute and in my hamstring. Trying to keep my heart shining up toward the ceiling, keeping that weight evenly distributed between both sides. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Good. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Last set, then we pump up. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Now, just keep the leg back. Do little pumps. Some nice deep breaths, keeping that heart shining up to the ceiling. Pump. Little teeny tiny pumps up. Pump, pump, pump. Good. Pump, 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 pump. One more set, then we combo. Pump, pump. Now, wrap, pump. Wrap, tiny moves. Wrap, pump. Wrap, pump. Good. 4 more. Pump. Wrap, pump. Last 2. Pump. Last 1. Pump and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Release down. And give yourself a little stretch and a little shake. Oops. I'm like falling over here, banging things. Let's move on to, so we've worked the top of the thigh. We worked the back. Let's go to outside thigh and inside out. So inside out, we are going to bring one arm across and the other is going to wrap over here. We're going to lean over. Leg is coming out from the hip socket. Soft, relaxation of that hip in the joint. So you have a tiny bend in this knee and the heel is popping up slightly. Now I have to keep somewhat of a bend. Let's just tap the floor here on my standing leg because that's just what feels comfortable for me, but we want to try to keep it nice and straight, keep it nice lean over here to the side. So right now we're just tapping the floor. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap, tap, tap. One more set. Tap, tap. Now, just do up. So we're not tapping the floor all here. Feeling the waist, keeping everything nice and tight. Shoulders traveling down the back. Just little pumps up. We're not touching the floor anymore. Pump, pump, pump. Good. Pump, pump, pump. Last set. Pump, pump. Now bend, stretch. Really give me a big stretch, tiny bend. Stretch and bend. Stretch, stretch. Good. Stretch, stretch, stretch. One more set. Stretch, stretch, and stretch. Hold the stretch. Happy foot pumps to finish. Breathing. Little pumps, pump, pump, pump. Really stretching over in that waist. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and stretch. Release down and stretch out that way. So you should be feeling it in the waist as well as in the outside of that thigh. All right, other side. So if you need to take a water break or whatever at any point in time, you have the luxury of pausing me too. Let's do the other side. Arm comes across like a seatbelt. This leg's going to extend out to the side. Soft relaxation in that hip. Really stretching over, and we're just going to tap the floor to start. Little taps. Tap, tap. You got this. Tap, tap, tap. These movements really start adding up. It doesn't take a lot. Tap, tap, tap. One more set here. Tap, tap. Now just go up. We're not tapping the floor anymore. We're just doing little ups. And you're going to find that this side fatigues a little bit more quickly because you worked the other side. So just keep on going. Keep breathing. Take a break. Reset your form at any time. A few more pumps here. Then we bend and stretch. Pump, pump, pump. Last one. Pump, pump. Now stretch and bend. Stretch and bend. Big stretch, little bend. Bend and stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. I'm trying to lean over a little bit more. Stretch, stretch. 4, 4, 3, 2. Hold the stretch. Happy foot. Pump it up. We're going to pump it up and hold to finish. Pump, pump, pump. Keep trying to stretch. Pump, pump, pump. One more set. Pump, pump, pump. Hold, stretch, lift, and release. So the inside, my inside leg was shaking like a leaf because I was already fatigued from working the other side. All right, we're going to do our genies and then we get to stretch. So come on down to the floor for me. I have my big toes together behind me. My knees are nice and wide. You want to keep your knees nice and wide. And you want to think ears, shoulders, and hips all in alignment here. Take a nice deep breath. We are going to stack our arms like a genie. Rise above those heels and just go up and down. Up and down. Good. Up, down, up, down. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Now in and out with the hips. Bring them forward, back, back. So you're trying to keep nice and straight, keeping the hover above the heels. In, out. Good. In, out. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now keeping the engagement, keeping the tilt. Let's go just side to side like we're hula dancing. Side, side. Still hovering above those heels. Side, side, good. Side. Keeping the hover, feeling the tops of the thighs, feeling the core. 4 more. 3, 2. Now circle it out. Go one direction first, then we're going to do the other direction. Circle, circle, circle. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse the circle now to the other side. Circle, circle, circle. Good. Circle. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the arms, palms forward, lift. lift and lower here. Palms are facing forward. You can even pump them back if you want to, otherwise you can keep them straight. You're just lifting, lift, lift. One more set here. Up, down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the hover. Hold the arms up. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. Give yourself a pound if you need to. We are going to stretch. Okay, so I'm going to bring my right leg into my body, hovering the left off the floor, giving some ankle rotations. We're going to go both directions. So right now I'm going clockwise, and now I'm going to go counterclockwise. And reverse. Left leg's going to come in, right leg's going to extend. Let's go clockwise with the ankle rotation. And then counterclockwise. A nice stretch in those legs. Okay, leaving the legs nice and long here. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to point, happy, point, happy. Give your heart rate a chance to settle in. Point, happy, point, happy. Now if you can, lift your heels off the floor. You'll feel your thighs engage and stretch. Otherwise you can just hold and bring your toes toward you. Feel a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. So if you were to hold, it would just be like this. Otherwise, you can try to lift the heels off, feel a little bit more of a stretch. Bring the feet into butterfly, soles together. You can hold on to your ankles or your shins, and you can just hold here. Hold and hold, think nose to toes. Or I like to flap my wings here and just feel a nice stretch through the inner thighs as well. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves into a nice seated, comfortable position. If you have a crystal nearby, you can grab it. I'm going to grab my amethyst sphere. I'm going to put it in my left hand, which is my receiving hand. And we're going to do some inner spirit work, so some pelvic floor Kegel work. Relax your entire body, and I want you to close your eyes. I want you to focus on those Kegel muscles, which are the ones that stop the flow of urine or gas. Okay, so there are 4 of them I want you to think about, 4 points. Your left and right hip, and then your pubic bone and your tailbone. So let's start by imagining we have a zipper, and it's going to zip from the back, from our tailbone to our pubic bone here. So zip that zipper up, and then we're going to pull that zipper up to our belly button and hold, up to our heart and hold, up to our throat and hold, and up to the crown of our head. And we're going to hold and squeeze. And now I want you to slowly unzipper back down to your throat, down to your heart, down to your belly button, and then down to the bottom of your pelvic floor. Totally disengage that zipper. Now, you're going to imagine that you have elevator doors that are closing your 2 hip bones together. So close those doors. And I want you to pull up and hold to the belly button. Up and hold to the heart, up and hold to the throat, up and hold to the top of the head here. So just hold that. Squeeze, hold, hold, hold. Come down to the throat, down to the heart, down to the belly button, and down to the bottom of the pelvic floor, completely opening those doors. Release and relax. Now I want you to imagine there's a marble on the floor. Okay, you're going to pick it up with all 4 points. Tailbone, pubic bone, 2 hip bones. So pick up the marble, pull it up and hold for 1, up and hold for 2, up and hold for 3, up and hold for 4, up and hold for 5. I want you to bring that marble out, throw it out the top of your head, catch it again, come down for 5, down for 4, down for 3, down for 2, down for 1. And totally release that marble, and like my little sphere here, you can let it roll away. Open your eyes, totally, completely disengage your pelvic floor and relax. Perfect, so we're gonna come into an all 4s position and work the glutes now. So all 4s, I have my shoulders stacked over my hands, my hips are stacked over my knees. Hopefully I have enough clearance in back of me. So I'm gonna move up slightly. Okay, so I have my leg outstretched here. I'm keeping my gaze and front of my hands a few feet. And we're just going to bring our foot up here and point and just do little pumps up. Weight is evenly distributed between both sides of my body, and I'm just pumping up, up, up. Good. Little pumps, really engaging the glutes, really engaging the hamstrings. Let's pump up, up, up. One more set. Up, up, up. Now bring the knee into the chest and bring it up, nice and slow and controlled. In and lift. Try to get that leg up, nice and high. The rest of your body, making a 90-degree angle. Up, in, up, good. In, up, in, up. One more, in, and up. Now, bend that leg nice and long, and we're going to bend it, extend. Bend and extend. Bend, extend. Good. Keep it up nice and high. Keep that point in the foot. Bend, extend, nice and slow and controlled. You don't need extra weights when you're using your body weight and really using that muscle, not the momentum. Bend, extend, a couple more. Bend, extend, last two. Bend, extend, last one. Bend, extend. Now come down to your elbows. We're just going to do a lower and a lift. All the way to the floor, lower, lift. Keeping those hip bones shining down toward the floor, keeping that core nice and engaged, shoulders away from ears. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Two more. Lower, lift. Lower. Keep it up nice and high. Little lifts here. Little 1-inch drops. Really engaging that glute, engaging that hamstring. Even think about keeping those inner thighs drawing toward one another. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Lift, lift, lift. One more set. Lift, lift, and hold. Now, bring the leg down. Come back up to your forearms. I want you to do a little hydrant here. So we're lifting to the side, lower. Lift, lower. Good. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's do 3 more, then we pulse. 2. Last 1. Bring it up. Little pulses at the top. So little lifts. Just bringing it out to the side, engaging the side glutes. Lift, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stretch back into a child's pose, opening those legs up nice and wide. I'm going to swap my body position so you can see my other side, and I just want to make sure I have enough clearance here. Okay, same thing, shoulders over hands, knees over hips, extending that outside leg nice and long and strong, bringing it up, and we're going to just do little ups, like we're poking the ceiling, keeping the gaze in front of those fingertips, keeping those hip bones shining toward the floor. Just do little pumps. Pump, pump, good. Pump, pump, pump. Really engaging the glutes and the hamstrings. Pump, pump, pump. One more set. Pump, pump. Now, we're going to bring the knee into the chest. Bring it back up. Knee in. Get a nice crunch on that core. Knee in. Bring it up. Good. In. Up. In. Up. See, I'm taking my time, really going through the full range of motion. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now extend that leg, and we're going to bend and extend. Hamstring curls, bend and extend. So I'm also remembering to try to keep my core tight, push the weight of my upper body through the palms of my hands, keeping that gaze a few feet in front of my fingertips, about 2 feet or so. Bend, extend, good. Bend, extend, bend, extend. 4 more. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now come down to the elbows if you can. If not, you can stay up on your hands. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Good. Down and up. Just lower, lift. lower, lift. Really, again, keeping that belly tight, gaze in front of the hands. 4 more, then we pulse. 3, 2, 1. Keep it high, little drops and lifts. Like a 1-inch move here. Keep that belly tight, shoulders away from ears. That inside, keeping the weight evenly distributed is important because you're going to feel that supporting leg starting to fatigue. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up to the hands again. Bringing the knee in, we're going to lift and lower. So we're lifting to the side and lowering. Try not to dump all of the weight in the supporting leg. Trying to keep the weight evenly distributed between both sides. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's do 5 more, then we pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little pulses up, up, good, up, up, up. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Open the legs up into child's pose and stretching out through those hips, through those glutes. We're going to do hoovers today. So hoovers are another way to work the glutes and the upper body. So let's start with the opposite leg that you just used. I want you to bring your knees together. Walk your hands out in front of you. Actually, you're going to come up on the knees and do this. And walk the hands out in front a couple of feet. I'm going to turn here so you can see better. And then lifting that leg up nice and high. We're going to come down, forward, back, push yourself up. So lower, forward, back, push up. Good. Just 5 each side. Lower, forward, back, lift, lower, forward, back, lift. 2 more, lower, forward, back, lift. Last one. Try to keep this leg up high. Forward, back, and lift. So the key here is to try to keep that leg up high as you can, even though it is fatigued. Okay. So, on all fours, arms come out in front, lifting that leg up, making sure you have clearance. Bring it lower, forward, back, lift. Lift that leg up. Lower, forward, back, push yourself up. Lower, forward, back. Last 2. Lower, forward, back, push. Last one, try to get that leg up. Lower, forward, back, lift. Child's pose again. Push yourself up into a downward facing dog. You're gonna get back up on those feet. Push that chest toward those thighs. Really get the bottom up toward the ceiling. Lift the hips up, maybe paddling out through the heels. Now walk hands to feet or feet to hands, whatever works. Slowly roll up, come to a standing position again. So we are going to now do calf work. So we're going to bring the feet together. Open up to little pizza pie shape again, nice and straight through that upper body. Taking a nice deep breath, and we're just going to come up to the balls of the feet, lower the heels back down. So lift, lower, good, lift, lower. Just do nice and easy. Thinking about engaging entirely from the calf up through the glutes here. Let's do 3, 2, stay up high and just do little pulses up. So really try to stay up as high as you can on the balls of those feet and pulse up, up, and hold. Now, come halfway down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. So it's half up, floor off, half up, floor off, half up, floor off, good, half up, floor off, half up, floor off. 4 more, then we do full range. 3, 2, last 1. Now just go all the way up, all the way down, down and up, down up, down up, down up, good, down up, let's do 4, 3, 2, stay up high, pulse it out, and hold to finish. So little pulses. Trying to stand nice and tall, not leaning onto my surface. Pulse. 4, 3, 2, hold. Maybe bring the feet a little bit closer together. Maybe float one or both arms up off the bar. down and give those legs a shake. Last leg section. I can't speak today. Let's bring the feet together, open up to pizza pie. We're going to do small V here. We're going to come down. Now you can stay flat-footed or you can push the heels together, press the heels together. So we're just going to start with a little down and up. Down, up. Good. Down, up, down, up. Keeping the shoulders over the ears over shoulders, over hips, nice neutral tailbone. So we're thinking heavy tailbone, but we're not overly arching in either direction. Stay in the work zone as you go down, up, down, up. Let's do 4 more, then we pulse. 3, 2, stay low and just do little pulses down. So making this movement even smaller, staying in that work zone. Breathing, pulse, 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 good. Pulse, pulse, pulse. One more set. Pulse, pulse, stay low and hold. Now close and open as much as you can, don't force it. What we really want to do is kind of fire up those inner thighs. Close, open, close, open. Let's do 6 more, then we pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse the knees back, back, back. Good. So anytime you need to flatten the feet, take a break, reset, rejoin. You do you. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. Pulse, pulse, pulse. One more set. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Come all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. One more. All the way up. Come down again for a little combo. So we're going to bring the hips forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. Good. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. 4 more. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. See if you can speed up. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. 2 more. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. Last one. Forward, back, pulse, pulse, hold. Hold. Maybe come down a little lower. Hold. Down a little lower and hold. Down a little lower and hold. And release. Woo! You should feel those thighs here. Come back. Give yourself a stretch. 90-degree stretch here, stretching to the backs of those legs. Let's come on up. Let's give our calves a stretch. So I'm wrapping my right ankle around my left ankle, my right foot around my left ankle, and pushing forward. I'm actually going to use this bar here. Drop those hips toward the floor. Then reverse. Drop the hips to the floor. So we're going to do some push-ups. If you're at the bar, you can do bar push-ups. So I'll show you. Come onto the balls of your feet and then lower and lift yourself against the bar or a wall. Or if you don't have a sturdy surface like that, you can come down to the floor. I like to do them from my knees. My arms are slightly wider than hip distance. Keeping my belly nice and tight. I'm just going to lower and lift. Elbows to 90. Lower, lift. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Let's do 3 more, then we pulse. 2, 1. Come low, little pulses here. Try to get that chest as low as you can to your bar, to your ground, to your wall, whatever it is. 4, 3, 2. Push all the way up and lower and lift again. Full range. Down, up, down, up. Good. Down, up for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Pulse again, low. Pulse, pulse, good. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. 1 more set. Pulse, pulse, hold. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Push yourself back into child's pose if you're on the floor, or into that 90-degree position again if you're on a bar or a wall. Okay, beautiful. So I am now going to come on up. We're going to do a stretch, and then we're going to grab a little water before we do our core work. So I'm going to bring my left foot on my sturdy surface or bar, and I'm going to just fold over. So I'm pulsing my chest toward my leg You can hold this position too. You just do what works for you. Inside leg is nice and straight, directly under the hip. Now I'm going to bring the arch of my foot to my bar, and I'm just going to do little bend stretches here. So stretching and bending the leg. It's not going as much today as normal. So I'm just doing little bend stretches, holding my upper body over just to feel a nice stretch to the back of my neck. And now I'm going to lift that leg off the bar and bring it behind me, trying to get the heel to the bottom for a nice quadricep stretch. Opposite side, bring that opposite leg up. I'm just going to fold over, keeping my leg as straight as I can, never forcing anything. And now I'm going to bring the arch of my foot and I'm going to do my little bend stretches. This leg works a little bit better today. A little bend stretch here so you can see, just doing a little bit, not forcing anything. And I'm going to bring that leg off the bar and try to get my heel to my hip, to my glute. Nice stretch of the quadricep. Perfect. I'm going to grab a sip of water. This is about the time I need it. And now we're going to work on the core. Okay. So, feet under the bar, feet on the wall. Feet on a chair, whatever you have. That's what we're going to be working on next. So let's come on down. Hopefully my legs don't shake too much this time. I'm going to bring my feet on my surface so I have a slight bend behind those knees. I'm going to just stretch my arms back. You'll feel that tailbone come off the floor, the arch at the back. I want you to push that low back down into the floor, okay? Bringing the hands behind the head. We're just going to lift and lower, looking at the belly button. Warming up here before we start getting into a few more fancier moves. So just lift, lower, good. Up and down, nice and easy. Lift, lower, lift, good. Lift, lower, and lift. So now I want you to bring one arm up here, kind of toward the middle. Keep the gaze at the belly button. Lift, lower, lift, good. So just keep going up and down. Low back on the floor, gaze at that belly button. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Swap sides now. So right arm comes just to the middle, but you're keeping the gaze at the belly button. Low back is still on the ground. Lift, lower, lift. Good. Lift, lower, lift. Lift, lower, lift. Last set. Lift, lower, lift. Now, if your neck hurts, I want you to just continue to go lifting and lowering. Otherwise, bring your hands together and lift. Lift. So this is kind of like a little shower prayer hand position. Lift, lift, lift. One more set. Lift, lift. Everybody hold. Now, if you have your hands behind your head, I want you to just open and close the elbows. If you're here, if you want a little bit more of a progression, open and close the entire shape of the arm. Low back is still on the ground. Gaze is still at the belly button. Open, close, open, close. Good. Open, close, open, close. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring the hands behind the head. We're just going to lift, lift, lower down. Lift, lift, lower down. 1, 2 pulses, lower. 1, 2 pulses, lower. Good. 1, 2 pulses, lower. 1, 2 pulses, lower. 1, 2 pulses, lower. 1, 2 pulses. Last one. 1, 2 pulses. Hold, lower, and relax. So that is our fold over series. Let's move into our gazing at the ceiling series. So still low back on the floor. Arms and gaze are going to be focusing upward this time. So bring the hands behind the head, and we're just going to lift, lower. Lift. So gaze is at the ceiling, lift and lower. So now if you want to extend one arm up keep the gaze. Just lift, lower, lift. Just do lift and lower here. We're going to try each arm singly, and then we'll try to double. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Swap arms. So left arm is behind the head now. Right arm is reaching up. If this is too much for your neck, bring both arms behind the head. Lift and lift. Good. Lift and lift. I'm losing my headband again. Lift and lift. Lift and lift. So if you want to, try both arms up at the ceiling. Lift. Lift. Good. Lift. Or both hands behind the head. Lift. My neck is getting tired. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a chance to relax for a second. Now we're going to kind of do that same thing, but we're going to twist to the opposite side. So I want you to lift, and we're just going to twist. Keep the gaze at the ceiling. Twist in the waist. Really getting the obliques working. Twist. Twist. Good. Twist. Twist. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite hand now. So now I got my right hand twisting. So I'm really feeling that oblique, feeling the twist in the waist. Low back on the floor. Gaze at the ceiling. Twist. 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 Good. Twist. Twist and hold. Now, if you're here with me, you can bring both hands together and kind of slide them past each other. So really feeling the twist through the waist. Otherwise, bring both hands behind the head, and we're going to do twist to each side now. Twist, twist, twist. Good. Twist, 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 twist. Awesome. Twist, twist, twist. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last move here. I want you to do something called a jump. So you're going to lift, lower. Keep lift, lower. Keep lift, lower. If you want to use your hands, you can lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Relax, shake out, roll in and out. Let's get our waist whittlers done. Okay. Hands come behind the head. Low back on the floor. Gaze at the belly button again. We're going to do circles this time. So I want you to bring the head, neck, and shoulders up. Circle to the right to start. Really try not to come all the way down with those shoulders. Keep them up nice and high. Really get a good rotation. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite side. Circle. Really feel that entirety of the waist working. Circle, circle, circle. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay high. Bring the elbows in, and now twist, little twists here. Twist, twist, twist. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Twist it out. Whittle, whittle. Twist, twist, twist. Twist, twist, twist. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, release down. Bring the feet down to the floor. Roll in and out through the waist. We're going to do our elephant, so hands come behind the head, elbows stay nice and wide, low back on the floor. 12 successive crunches up, never coming down, right? Higher, higher, higher. Or as high as you can go. Here we go. Lift for 1 elephant. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bring the soles of the feet together. If you can, shoot through the middle. Otherwise, bring the hands behind the head. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Bring the arms over to bring the legs over to one side if that feels good. Bring them center. Bring them to the other side if that feels good. Really get a good stretch through the waist. Push yourself on up. We are going to get into our sardines. We are getting there. Okay, so sardines, sitting up nice and tall, rolling back, head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Low back on the floor, hands come behind the head, and we're just going to lift and lower, but I want you to extend one arm out. So I'm going to start with my left arm, lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're gonna reverse. Left hand comes behind the head, right hand. Now if this is too much, you can always do both hands behind the head. Gaze is at the belly button, low back on the floor. Just lift and lower for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now both hands come behind the head. Extend the left leg out and just reach, reach, reach. If this is too much, you can lie your head, neck, and shoulders down. I still want you to focus on keeping that low back on the floor, really working the low abs. Reach, reach, reach. One more set here. Reach, 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 and do the opposite leg now. Just doing the leg today. Reach, reach. So this is getting the low abs, it's getting the mid abs. Reach, reach. Lower back on the floor, gaze at the belly button. Reach, reach, reach. One more set. Reach, reach, and hold. Now, bring the left leg out again and just do little wags of the tail. So I'm bringing the leg in. And I'm also focusing on inner thigh. So this is ab work and leg work. In. Good. In. One more set. In, and hold. Opposite leg here. Same thing. Little ins. Really feel the low abs working here. In. Good. In. If this is becoming too much, you can always rest the head down. In. One more set. In, and hold. Okay, take a second to relax. We have a couple more moves here. Maybe rolling in and out through that middle. Okay, let's bring the feet back here to our bent position. Upright the head, neck, and shoulders. Bring one leg up to 90 and the other, and just tap, tap, tap. Little toe taps. Tap, tap, tap. Low back on the floor. Gaze over the belly button. Tap, 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 tap. One more set. Tap, tap, and tap. Bring both legs down. And now we're going to do a bicycle. So just want you to do the legs. And you can even do it so it's that you're like tapping the floor, or you can bring it up a little bit. The lower your legs are to the floor, the harder it is. I just want you to go to the point where that low back is still on the floor. You can always bring the head down too. Sometimes I find that helps for me to concentrate on my lower abs if I lay my head down on the floor. So let's add a little bit of a twist here. Twist the body, the elbow toward the knee. Twist, twist. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything down. Stretch out arms, stretch out legs, stretch out middle, roll in and out through the spine. Bring the soles of the feet together in a nice long diamond. Low back is on the floor. Hands can come behind the head or in front. Lift up, shoot it through again. Just going to do a few more. Lift, 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 lift and hold. Release down and stretch. Bring the knees into the chest. Roll yourself up for a nice stretch. We're going to inhale, sweep back. Inhale, sweep back. Inhale, sweep back. One more. Inhale, sweep back. We are going to set ourselves up for our escapes and no escapes. So my legs are nice and long and strong in front. I'm going to push the weight of my body through my hands here on the floor. And we're just going to do single leg here. So I just want you to, let's do left leg first. Bend and stretch. 10 on each side. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite side, just 10. 10. Little bend stretch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, hold that leg straight, just lift. Little lifts. Up, up, up. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now imagine, like I said, little lifts. You're imagining you're getting sucker punched in the gut here. Really pushing into the palms of the fingertips. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to bend, stretch, lift. And then just bend, stretch, alternate. Bend, stretch, lift. Good. Bend, stretch, lift. Bend, stretch, lift. Bend, stretch, lift. Bend, stretch, lift. You've got this. Bend, stretch, lift. One more each side. Bend, stretch, lift. Good. Bend, stretch, lift. Okay. Whew. Give yourself a little stretch there. Let's open the legs up nice and wide. We're going to do kind of something similar here. Pushing into the floor. I'm going to start with my left leg first. I'm going to do a soft bend in both knees and just lift. Lift. I'm just actually going to have you alternate. So I have a soft bend in both knees and I'm just kind of lifting each side here. And I'm imagining I'm leaning over. I'm thinking about my low abs working. My legs are working. So just doing some little lifts here. Little marches. Lift. 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 Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep them straight. And now I just want you to come to the center and lower. Alternate. Come to the center, lower. Center, lower. Good. Center, lower. Center, lower. So try to get that leg nice and straight. Really thinking about the middle, the lower abs working. Center, lower. Center, lower. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring the soles of the feet together. Give yourself a little bit of a stretch here. We're going to move into no escapes, which are German geese for the month of November. So we do the same one every week to kind of see our progression. So feet nice and long and strong in front. Happy feet pushing into the floor. And remember, we're just marching here. Just marching, nice and straight behind the knee. March, march. We're going to do 40 of these. March, 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 march. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Another set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Another quick stretch before we move into tummy time. Come on down to your bellies. Everything is nice and straight. Think about bringing your abs up as your pelvic bones stay attached to the floor. Nice and long and strong. Stack the hands. You rest your forehead on your hands. We're going to start with slow paddles, okay? So nice and slow. Actually, I'm going too fast. Try to go nice and slow. Paddle, paddle, nice and slow. The belly nice and engaged. Keep those hip bones on the floor. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. So go a little quicker. Paddle, paddle, paddle. You can even lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor if you want to, or just stay here and really feel the back working, backs of the legs. Paddle, paddle, paddle. Back to slow. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's like a little lift. 2, 1, 2. Good. Lift, 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 lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the legs. Give yourself a chance to relax. Now we're going to do a single leg pull-in, okay? So take the left leg off the floor and just squeeze it toward the midline, engaging the glutes and also the inner thighs. So just do one leg at a time. Like a little tail wag. The other leg's on the floor. Left leg is up and pulsing in. Alright, now do the opposite side. So you can rest that leg, lift the other leg, really point through the toe, pull in toward the midline. Think about the inner thighs squeezing in. Little ins. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now both legs are going to come up. Okay, and we're going to squeeze both legs toward the midline. Really squeezing the bottom, pulling the abs up. Thinking about the low back working, thinking about the legs working, the hamstrings. I'm even feeling it into my calves. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now paddle again. We're going to end with paddles. Maybe bring the head, neck, and shoulders up. Maybe extend the arms nice and long. Paddle to the finish here. I like to end on a paddle, like I'm swimming toward the end. Paddle, paddle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Give me a nice hold. Release down. Bring the legs together. Bring the arms to the side. Rest the forehead on the floor. Pushing your hands into your thighs. Just raise your head off the floor slightly. Keep the gaze down. Release. We're going to do 2 more of those. Lift. Lower. 1 more. Lift. And lower. Push yourself back into child's pose. We are moving into the final stretches. Come on up to all fours. You're going to follow back up. Arch. Or cow. Cat. Arch. And hollow. 1 more. Arch. Hollow. Sit back on the heels. Bring the hands in front of the knees. And if you can, lift one leg off the floor at a time or both. It just stretches out through the tops of the feet. Now swing the legs around into a nice wide straddle. Bring your arms behind you, sitting up nice and tall, pushing yourself forward. Flexing those feet, nice happy feet here. Now rounding through the back. We're going to crawl towards something. Imagine you're crawling. And now pushing the pastry forward. Really rounding that chin into the chest. I feel a nice stretch to the back of my neck. Lift, inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand behind the head, behind the back, left hand over the right side, and you can do little fold overs, or you can just hold. Opposite side, inhale, exhale, left hand comes behind the back, right hand comes over, and you can do little fold overs or just hold. Now we're going to do our little swooping. So my left hand is inside my left leg. I'm going to swoop up with the right, and then opposite side, swoop, and swoop. 1 more each side, swoop, and swoop. Bring those feet together. We're going to inhale up, exhale. I'm going to just turn here. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, exhale, little C curve. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale up, exhale, little C curve. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale up, exhale, little C curve. Inhale up, exhale, fold, and hold that stretch. Now come down to your back into a bridge position. Arms come up to the side. You're going to lift the hips off the floor so you have a nice straight line through from the knees to the shoulders, and then drop the tailbone. Undulate through, lift. Drop the tailbone, undulate, lift, drop the tailbone, bring the knees into the chest, rocking on that spine, giving it a little massage. Now cross one ankle over the other, hands come nice and wide behind the head, just bring the knees into the chest. Cross, 1 more, knees into chest. Bring the knees into the chest, you can roll on over whatever way is comfortable for you. Coming back to our seated position, I'm going to grab my amethyst one more time and bring it in my left hand. I'm going to close my eyes. We're going to do our last final breaths here. I'm going to inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale up, exhale, release. 1 more, inhale up, exhale, bring the hands to heart center, release down. Repeat 1 more time your affirmation or your intention, whatever that was, to yourself about gratitude and being grateful for everything that you have and all the joy in your life. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me here today for another full class in the classic Lotte Berk bar technique, in which we up-level with aromatherapy and crystal therapy. And I am so excited that you joined me here today. I look forward to seeing you back at the Zen Bar again sometime soon.